What a good boy. Hi, everyone. My name is Jessie, and I'm here today with the Rocky Mountain Raptor program to bring you another one of our Wednesday live streams. Um, Thank you all for joining us and checking out the gala. I hope that you were able to join in, tune in, enjoy the night with us. We had a great success, and we're very thankful for everyone that was able to donate, bid, etc. on all of the auction items. I hope you won if you were one of those bidders. I bet you're wondering who I have here with me today. This is our tiny but mighty American kestrel. He's a small falcon. He came to us as a nestling in 2012, suffering from West Nile virus. And this West Nile virus, although he recovered and seems to be fine, it left him with quite a few neurological difficulties that he struggles with. But that's what he's here for. We help him as a permanently disabled educational ambassador. He spends his time here the rest of his life with us, and we do our best to make sure that he has the best possible care moving forward. And so some of these neurological diseases come in the form of his eyesight. He has a little bit of deteriorating eyesight. I know, buddy. That's okay. That's okay. I gotcha. That's okay. Okay. He can get a little bit disoriented as well. Do you want to turn around? That's okay. We'll show off his beautiful back colors. How about that? So he has a little bit of deteriorating eyesight, which gives him very difficult times navigating in the wild and especially finding prey items. He's not able to recognize prey in that way, and so one of the things that we do here for him is cut his food into small pieces, which makes it a lot easier for him to get the nourishment that he really needs. Another fun quality of this bird is that he gets a little disoriented with the seasons as well. We've had a little bit of fluctuating seasons here in Fort Collins, Colorado, and with the cold and then getting warm again, he confuses that with a full season change. And so one of the things that he will do is if the weather goes from cold to warm, he feels that it is springtime, and he began making a nice scrape in his gravel, which is just a soft indention that would be used to court and eventually lay eggs. And although he doesn't have that ability here with us, he still tries his best. And so one of the things that we fondly enjoy is coming to take care of him and his chirping and his courting and his mateship behaviors directed at us. And so even though we are not tiny birds, he takes us as an opportunity to show off and try and woo us to the best of his ability, which has worked very well on me, I might add. And speaking of these kestrels, we actually had 3 rehabilitation patients come in with us over the past couple of weeks. And with rehabilitation, some of these stories, have a great happy ending, which we all love. And then sometimes the bird just needs a nice quiet place to pass on. And so one of the kestrels that was brought into us was actually severely emaciated. I gotcha. And this bird was suffering from frostbite, had an old head trauma wound, was attempted to be tube fed here with us, and given all of the fluids, pain medication, oxygen, and heat to try and give it the best chance. And unfortunately, it just needed that safe, quiet place to pass away. And so he was just too weak, but we were happy to give him that nice, comfortable opportunity. The other 2, however, were found down in the snow. One just had a minor head trauma. We were able to just warm this bird up, give them some fluids. I know. What a good bird. And this bird is actually out in our flight enclosures right now, just waiting to get live prey tested and eventually released. The second bird that is doing well with us had similar injuries. They did find some frostbite on the wings and was a little bit underweight, but with the pain medication, some fluids, and a vasodilator, which basically just increases blood flow through the body, we were able to get that bird out into a flight enclosure as well. And one fun fact about this bird is that it was actually banded in 2019 by the Colorado Avian excuse me, Colorado Avian Research and Rehabilitation Institute. And so it's always great to see birds out in the wild that have been banded because we can see, that they're still doing well. And even though they had a quick stay with us, they're going to be out, released back into the wild, doing what they do best. Sorry, I just keep checking in with him, making sure we're all good. Just want to give him the opportunity to make sure that he's as comfortable as possible. So what should we do if you were to find a bird in the wild? Well, in need in the wild, right? So if you do find a raptor that potentially is in what you might feel to be distress, the first thing you should do is call your local licensed rehabilitator. And this is very important because they're going to be able to give you the direction that you need to do what is in the best interest of that bird. And so one of the things that we might ask is for you to describe the behavior of the animal. That way we can delineate a little bit more reasonably if that bird is in distress or if they might just be taking a break. Another thing we might ask is that you send in photographs. So this way we can determine a little bit more about the bird and the situation that it's in. One thing is that fledgling raptors, birds that have just left the nest, are very easy to quote unquote kidnap, right? And so if this is a bird that has maybe just trying to get its bearings in life, we can help delineate whether that raptor is in actual need of being taken in or if they're happy to just be left where you found them. And just because a raptor is not flying, it does not necessarily mean that they are injured. So a grounded bird is not necessarily an injured bird, but it is great to get that information that we can offer to you or anyone in your local region that has those skills, because in the case that they do need help, we would like to assist them. If you do find a bird that is injured and is in critical danger, say perhaps they've been hit by a car and they're in the middle of the road, and that's a good sign. That means that he's very happy he's settled in now. It's called a rouse. So we got a big rouse out of this little guy, which I always appreciate. I know, buddy. And so if you do find a bird that's critically in danger, you want to make sure to assess the situation first, make sure you're not putting yourself in danger, and try to assist that animal. And so one thing that we ask is that you definitely want to wear gloves and use a towel. And this is because we want you to be as safe as possible. We want to help the raptors, but first things first comes your safety as well. And so while their beaks are dangerous and can be used as a weapon, the one thing you definitely want to watch out for are those feet. And so these birds, raptors, right? So they are known to get prey, attack the prey with those feet. And so those are going to be the points of injury. If they're feeling threatened, they're going to come at you with the feet. So you definitely want to have a little covering. I have wearing a glove even with this guy. He's still got sharp talons. You want to have some type of protective glove and a towel to help protect yourself and the bird. They're going to need to be put in a box that's large enough for them to stand in, and that you don't want that to be too much space. They'll bash around and potentially injure themselves even further. So once they're safely contained, please immediately call your licensed rehabilitator. They're going to be able to give you directions on how to maintain that bird, get them to safety, get them to us. And so once you have the bird contained, we're going to keep it warm and dark and quiet. Try to give it its best chance at rest. They've been through a lot at this point. And so we'd like to keep them free from human interaction, from pet interaction, and mostly just nice, quiet place to relax for just a short ride to the hospital. And so we want to refrain from also playing music, talking too loudly if you're in the car. It can be very terrifying for them. And in a stressful moment like this, we would just not want them to prevent any more injury to themselves. Another important aspect of transporting an injured animal is to not offer them food and water. One fun analogy that we use is that if you call an ambulance, you're not gonna get a 5-course meal on the way. It's just a quick transportation from a site of injury to the best place to get care. And so one thing that comes with these birds is if they're emaciated already, there's an opportunity for them to be fed too much too soon. And this is what's called refeeding syndrome. And so if a bird is emaciated and they're fed a bunch of high in nutrition, high fatty foods, it's going to be a shock to their system, and it's actually going to cause them more harm than good. Another option is to not give them water, because the way that the tracheas are set up on birds, it's just right in the middle of their mouth, right in the back there. And so it's very easy for it to go down the wrong pipe, for them to choke, and it's also can just be distressing to add those things on top of everything else that they're dealing with. And so you being the transportation service to the hospital, it's just going to be a quick ride. Trust me, they'll get all the food and fluids that they need once they arrive. We here at the Rocky Mountain Raptor program, in certain severe emergencies, can respond and rescue birds on our own. If you call us and give us a location, we can do that. But our resources are limited, and in that sense, we do ask that the public do the best that they can to bring the bird to us. If that's impossible, please just give us the call at our emergency line, which will be on the next slide, and we will do everything that we can to ensure that yourself or us will be able to get that bird and get it safely. I gotcha. Get it safely to where it's going to get the best care for the best interest of that bird. In addition, there's a resource called Animal Help Now, and this is not just for raptors. This is for any animal really in need of help. It's a resource for all animal rehabilitation. It is based on location. It can be where you're located and also what type of animals you have. So they're going to be able to give you the information, who to call, where to take them, and how to move forward with that. So if you have any further questions, please double check our website and social medias. Make sure to like and subscribe our YouTube channel so you don't miss any more fun facts with us. And we hope that you guys have a great rest of your day.